what I've learned in this lesson, we learned about how other cultures define intelligence. After reflecting on how other cultures define intelligence, I understand now that we all have a different way we define intelligence. And when I say we, I mean from a global perspective. We learned that one's environment can affect the realization of inherited potential in a negative or positive way. Factors that affect a student's learning is the environment where one may have a different level of support based on their sex and the extent of support one culture values education. Being that intelligence is a social construct, we learned that we need to take culture into account when trying to define intelligence. I also learned that emotional intelligence is thought to be more critical in measuring the success in someone's life compared to multiple intelligence. Um, in this lesson, we also covered Sternberg's triac theory of intelligence, which discusses analytical intelligence, creative intelligence, and practical intelligence. Analytic intelligence is the abstract reasoning portion, it's the cognitive component. Creative intelligence suggests that behavior depends on experience on a specific task. Lastly, practical intelligence considers cultural context such as the environment, adaptation to a new culture. So, how will this help me as a future educator? As a future teacher, I now know that I need to take culture into account when trying to define intelligence. I need to ask myself, are these standardized Western tests really capturing the full potential of my students? I may have international students in my classroom where my classroom is just a pit stop for them on the road to success. American psychologists like Robert Sternberg didn't score high on his IQ test in elementary school, yet his theory of intelligence is highly embraced by other educators. When I examine a new student who happens to be new in this country, I need to consider his ability to be successful through the contextual subtheory, in which I focus on his ability to adapt to a new cultural environment he or she may not be accustomed to, rather than compare him to a standardized test that may be biased and being directed towards American students.